It started with rot. Not metaphorical. Actual rot, creeping along the base of the garage door like a sickness. The kind of thing most people don't see until the frame caves in or termites finish the job. But I saw it. I always saw it. That's what I was in that house. The man who noticed things before they collapsed. It was early October. Atlanta rain hammering the roof like fists. I'd spent the afternoon in the garage, kneeling in mud, prying warped panels from the lower track, sealing what I could with epoxy and prayer. Emily was supposed to call someone about it months ago. She hadn't. So it was me again. Always me. I scraped mud from my boots before stepping inside. The house was warm, full of the fake comfort of scented candles and soft jazz. Emily was scrolling her phone at the kitchen island. "Can you heat up the lasagna?" she asked, eyes never leaving the screen. Not, "How was your day?" Not, "Did you eat?" Just orders. I stood there a beat too long, expecting something. Anything. She looked up briefly. Not at me. Through me. So I heated the lasagna. Set the table. Poured drinks. Checked on the side salad no one would touch. The wine glasses were clean because I had cleaned them. The light bulb above the stove worked because I had replaced it. The floor didn't creak because I had pulled it up last winter, sanded it down, laid it back like a coffin lid. Every inch of that house was quiet because I had made it so. Haley arrived next. Her perfume hit before she did, thick, expensive, defiant. She didn't say hello. Just walked in with her phone lit like a torch, tapping and grinning at something unseen. And behind her, Brian. He didn't knock. He didn't announce himself. Just stepped into the house like it was still his. As if time had bent backward and I was the one trespassing. He patted Emily's shoulder like they were still married. Laughed too loud at something she didn't say. She smiled. Not a big one, but real. He didn't look at me. We sat down to eat in silence. I served. No one thanked me. Emily poured Brian a drink. Not me. Haley chatted about a new job or maybe a trip. I don't remember. I was chewing, nodding when required, disappearing one bite at a time. And then Haley stood. No warning. No lead-up. She stood like someone stepping up to a podium. "I'm pregnant," she said. "With twins." Silence. Not shock. No excitement. No disbelief. Just stillness. I looked around the table. No one moved. No one asked, "With who?" Not even a nervous laugh. It was rehearsed. A performance they had all practiced backstage. Then she turned to me. Her eyes lost all warmth. Like she was scraping me out of her life with that one stare. Don't even think about being part of their lives. A pause. Then Emily, my wife, added, flatly, "This doesn't concern you." There it was. The truth. Raw and simple. I wasn't part of the family. I was the drywall behind the paint. The wire behind the switch. Useful. Hidden. Replaceable. No one waited for my reaction. They moved on. Brian chuckled about something on his phone. Emily reached for more salad. Haley smiled to herself like she'd delivered the final blow in some long private war. I didn't make a scene. I didn't flip the table. That's not who I am. I stood up, walked to my office, and closed the door. The wedding spreadsheets were already open. An Excel file I had updated weekly. Venues, deposits, timelines. Not for me. Not for Emily. For Haley. Her wedding, her future, her next chapter. All built on the back of my unpaid labor. I hovered the mouse over each booking. Click. Cancel. Click. Refund requested. Click. Gone. Photographer? Gone. Caterer? Gone. DJ, dress fittings, floral arrangements, hotel blocks, all gone. Every line item I had chased, every deposit I had put down, erased in under 30 minutes. I left notes where appropriate. Event no longer taking place. Bride unavailable. Client terminated agreement. No drama. Just deletion. Then I opened the joint bank account, the one Emily insisted we open when we moved to Atlanta. A symbol of trust, she said. Transparency. My access had been revoked. In its place, a new cosigner, Brian. He wasn't even subtle about it. His name listed next to hers. Access confirmed. Transfers pending. They didn't just erase me from the future. They replaced me with the past. I sat in that office for hours, letting the betrayal settle in my bones like cold. I thought of the years, the furniture I built, the plumbing I fixed, the cars I kept running when money was tight. I thought of the times I took Haley to doctor's appointments when Emily was too busy. The nights I waited up during her breakups, handing her tissues, listening like a fool. They wanted the real dad? Let him sweat. Let him lose sleep. Let him carry the weight I'd been lifting alone. Because here's the truth. It was never about love. It was about usefulness. And the moment I stopped being useful, I was nothing. I didn't sleep that night. Emily came in later, didn't ask where I'd been. She lay beside me like nothing had changed. As if my absence at the dinner table hadn't mattered. As if she hadn't gutted me in front of the man she used to call husband. In the morning, I made coffee. 1 cup. Just for me. The table was still set from the night before. Plates unwashed. Wine glasses stained. I stared at them for a long time before turning away. Let them rot. Just like the garage. The calls started before sunrise. Emily first. I watched the phone vibrate itself across the nightstand like it was trying to escape responsibility. I let it ring. Then Haley. Then Emily again. Then a number I didn't recognize. I already knew whose it was. Brian. I got up, made coffee, drank it black and bitter. Every sound in the house felt louder now, like the walls were listening. When I finally answered, Emily didn't scream. That would have been easier. She sounded confused, off balance, like a person who never imagined the floor could disappear. Are you serious? She asked. I already was, I said. Haley left a voicemail. Her voice shook between rage and panic. Vendors were calling. Deposits weren't clearing. The venue had flagged the date. She said my name like it was a mistake someone needed to correct. Brian didn't leave a message. By noon, Emily's attorney called. Calm voice, polished. He asked me to come in. Said this could all be resolved amicably. That word again. Always used right before someone tries to take what's left of you. The courtroom smelled like old paper and indifference. The attorney smirked when he saw me sit alone. He can't even afford school uniforms. He joked to the clerk, loud enough for me to hear. The judge looked down at me. State your full name. I did. The attorney leaned in, whispered to the clerk. Fingers started moving fast over a keyboard. Too fast. The room shifted. Something changed in the air. The doors opened. A.U.S. Marshall stepped inside. Tall, quiet, purpose in his walk. Sir, he said, looking straight at me. Please come with us. Emily gasped. The attorney stopped smiling. They led me out into the hallway. Not rough, not gentle, just final. And there he was, Jake. Emily's stepson from her first marriage. We hadn't spoken in years. He stood up when he saw me and didn't hesitate. Wrapped his arms around me like I was the only solid thing left. You were the only grown-up in that house, he said. No one had ever said that to me before. That evening, Emily's mother came by. No speech, no judgment, just a container of chicken and rice, still warm. You did more than they deserved, she said quietly. It was the first real meal I'd had in days. I didn't go back to the house that night. I booked a room near Brian's place. Left the reservation details on the kitchen counter like a receipt. Packed Emily's clothes into suitcases. Changed the locks, the codes, every access point. At the company, I removed her from the business accounts. Emergency contacts, insurance, everything. Jake replaced her name without question. Haley started texting again. We didn't mean it like that. You're abandoning us. They'll never know their grandfather. She didn't want a grandfather. She wanted a provider who didn't speak. A week later, I found a handwritten letter under my wiper blade. Hormones, fear, confusion. She said I'd raised her. Raised, past tense. Like a contract that expired. I didn't respond. The house was quiet now. Bills came in my name alone. Repairs stayed fixed. When I cooked, I ate. When I slept, I rested. They told me I wasn't family. So I stopped pretending I was. and everything they built on my silence started to collapse. Would you have stayed? The weight of absence is heavier than presence. They didn't feel it at first. For a few days, the silence looked like freedom to them. Emily posted pictures of brunches, group selfies, backyard sunshine with captions like, "New beginnings," and "Blessed." Brian even trimmed the hedges once. A show. A display of usefulness. Haley tagged him in a photo holding a rake, smiling like it meant something. But rot returns if you don't seal the wood. I left the room key on the counter next to Emily's folded blouses and suitcase wheels. Tucked a note underneath that simply said, "By the time you read this, everything will be in your name. Congratulations." They wanted space. They got it. I had stopped being husband, stopped being father, provider, buffer, ghost, just man. Alone. Account closed. When I cleared out my office, I didn't rush. I pulled every file, unlinked every password, made every photo backup. Haley's baby shower budget, deleted. Jake's college loan cosign, rescinded. The gas card in Emily's glove box, deactivated. Jake came by as I packed the last box. "Need help?" he asked, already picking up the heaviest one. I got it. He didn't fight me on that. Just followed me down to the truck and stood quietly as I strapped everything in. "You changed the locks, didn't you?" I nodded. "Good," he said. "They don't deserve keys." The truck rumbled beneath me as I drove away from the house I had rebuilt 3 times. Once after the storm. Once after Brian's debts. Once after Haley's car crash. But there wouldn't be a 4th. That was the last time I saw the porch light on. The next week, things started unraveling, fast. The venue Haley wanted required a new deposit. No one returned her calls. The florist canceled. The DJ posted on Facebook about last-minute no-pays. The photographer Emily insisted on, booked solid now, wouldn't refund the retainer. Brian wasn't stepping up. He nodded a lot, promised a lot, but his name didn't mean what mine had meant to banks, vendors, companies. They didn't return his emails, didn't trust his checks. Because the world doesn't care if you're a father. Cares if you're reliable. And he wasn't. Haley's tone shifted from rage to desperation. "This is all falling apart. You've made your point. You're punishing the babies." She still didn't see it. I wasn't punishing them. I was simply no longer carrying them. Emily called twice. First, she left a voicemail. "We didn't think you'd actually leave. We miss you." No apology. No admission. Just surprise. Like betrayal wasn't supposed to have consequence. The second call I didn't answer. She didn't leave a message. Brian called me finally. I answered. His voice was flat, measured. "You didn't have to nuke everything." I stayed quiet. He tried again. "They're falling apart. You got what you wanted." I took a long breath. "You were always the real dad, Brian," I said. "They made that clear." He sighed like someone realizing their lies were due. "They need you." "No. They need a man who pays for what he claims. That's you now." He hung up. I never saved his number. A week passed. Then another. No more texts. No more threats. Just silence, the kind I used to beg for in that house. I went back once. Not to re-enter. Just to see. Haley's car was gone. Brian's truck was in the driveway, hood open. Emily sat on the porch alone. Her hair undone. The light above her blinking like a slow confession. The porch rail I fixed last spring had split again. And no one was coming to seal it. Would you have stepped in again? Or would you have finally let it break? There's a quiet that doesn't come from peace. It comes from absence. The kind that fills a house when no one's left to speak. No more footsteps overhead. No more drawers slamming. No more voices rising just to see if mine would bend. After weeks of silence, Emily showed up at my office. She didn't call. She just appeared, standing there in the doorway like a woman who'd lost her way back to the place she burned down. Her hair was tied back. No makeup. No pretense. "I didn't think you meant it," she said. I didn't offer her a seat. She stood anyway. "I thought you'd cool off. That you just needed space." I looked past her out the window. The sky was gray. Atlanta rain again. The kind that stains everything it touches. You thought wrong. She didn't argue, just nodded, slow, like someone rehearsing acceptance. They're struggling, she said. I know. Haley's working nights. Brian. He's trying. But. She trailed off. But he's not you. She didn't say it. She didn't need to. Her eyes said it for her. Is that why you're here? I asked. To confess he's failing? No, she whispered. I'm here because I failed. It was the first honest thing she'd said to me in years. I wanted to believe her. God. I wanted to reach across the space between us and rewind it all, the dinners, the road trips, the porch lights left on just for me. But I couldn't. Some betrayals aren't meant to be healed. They're meant to teach. I stood, walked to the filing cabinet, pulled out a folder. The last one with her name on it. I handed it to her. Inside, the final transfer. Half of what we built together. The number was exact. Cold. Mathematical. Take this, I said. It's yours. No tricks. No catches. She looked down at the papers, eyes widening. I don't want money. Then don't cash it. Her hands trembled. They miss you. No, I said. They miss what I did for them. That's not the same. Emily swallowed hard. Blinked. Would you ever come back? I shook my head. I already did. For 16 years. I came back every time someone slammed a door. Every time someone rolled their eyes. Every time I was called not real. I came back. Again and again. And every time I disappeared a little more. She left quietly. Didn't even close the door behind her. I stood there, watching the hallway until the echoes of her footsteps vanished. That night, I sat on the porch of the new place. Smaller. Simpler. Mine. I made dinner for one. Steak. Potatoes. A glass of wine. No one asked me to cook. No one sneered at how I seasoned it. No one texted under the table. I ate in silence. And I felt full. The next morning, I woke up to a letter in my mailbox. No stamp. Hand-delivered. It was from Haley. The handwriting was uneven. Hurried. She'd written it on the back of a receipt. She said she was sorry. That she hadn't realized what she had until it was gone. That she was scared. Tired. Alone. She said she told the twins about me. Showed them pictures. Told them who had built the house they never lived in. They'll know your name, she wrote. I folded the letter. Didn't cry. Didn't reply. Some ghosts don't return. They just haunt in peace. Jake called once. Just once. Hey, he said. Hey, I said back. Long pause. You okay? I am now. Good, he said. Good. And that was enough. Years from now, maybe the twins will ask who I was. Maybe they'll hear stories. Maybe they won't. But I won't be waiting. I gave them everything I had. And when they buried me in silence, I finally listened. Because peace, real peace, isn't about being accepted. It's about not needing to be. So I ask you, the one reading this, the one still hoping to be seen, was I wrong to walk away from the house I built? Or was I just the first one brave enough to stop pretending the love was real? You tell me.